marijuana, Mary Jane, ganja, trees, weed, or whatever you want to call it. Is it really a game changer when it comes to glaucoma and lowering your eye pressure? Or is it just simply a pipe dream? Because in today's video, we're going to talk about what does marijuana actually do in lowering your eye pressure? And does it actually medically make sense to prescribe? And how does one actually ascertain a prescription to it? We're going to get into all that plus more right now. What's going on, guys? Dr. Anderson for Day here, and I specialize in sports vision training and glaucoma. And if you're new here, first of all, thanks for pulling up. Feel free to give us a like, subscribe, share, hit that bell for notifications so you're always made known anytime we drop content, okay? So in today's video, I want to talk about the 3 main ways marijuana actually reduces and lowers your eye pressure. See, our bodies have a built-in balancing system called the endocannabinoid system, and that helps us regulate appetite, mood, pain, stress, certain immune responses, and our eye pressure. And endocannabinoids are natural chemicals that the body releases that attaches to certain receptors in certain sites of the body that tell us how to feel, what to perceive, and what to do. And our eyes are one of the places we can find these CB1 and CB2 receptors. Now, the main psychoactive component in marijuana is called THC, which is tetrahydrocannabinol, which is one of those endocannabinoids that attaches to those receptors mainly found in the brain and the eyes. Now, the first way that marijuana can reduce the eye pressure is through the ciliary body. This is where aqueous humor is produced. And as we know that sometimes the pathophysiology of glaucoma can be because there's just too much of this aqueous humor being produced by the ciliary body, which is causing that compression on that nerve because of the pressure being actually too high. So when THC binds to the receptors that are located on the ciliary body, it actually influences the autonomic control of the aqueous humor production by decreasing it. So basically, if I can reduce the amount of fluid that's being created by the ciliary body, I am in turn reducing the eye pressure. So for example, ciliary body is like a faucet that just is open and keeps running. And what that molecule is doing in that moment is slightly temporarily just closing it a little bit to reduce the reduction of that water that's coming out. Now, the second way that marijuana can reduce the eye pressure is through the trabecular meshwork and through the uveoscleral pathway, okay? These are the actual channels in which the eye fluid, the aqueous humor, actually is released in the eyes. So what happens is that if the THC molecule binds to the receptors that are found in that location, it will actually activate smooth muscle relaxation. So the channel is like this, but once it binds to the receptors there, it activates smooth muscle relaxation. So then it becomes like this, and the channel's open. So in one way, not only are we closing the faucet a little bit of the production, but we're also widening out the drainage so that the fluid can be released a lot quicker, sooner, and faster from the eye, which in turn will reduce the eye pressure. Now, the third way is a little bit different. It's not necessarily lowering your eye pressure, but it's serving as a protection for the optic nerve itself. See, the cannabinoids in the vicinity are serving as a protector for the retinal ganglion cells from oxidative stress and glutamate toxicity. So in a way, we can almost increase the strength and rigidity of that nerve itself by protecting it from a lot of that stress that it undergoes, because we know that in glaucoma, the damage process is the nerve itself gets deteriorated and damaged because of that consistent pressure being exacted on the nerve from the fluid being high and from the drainage being not enough. So in turn, with all these 3 methods, we can find a way to lower the eye pressure, which can serve as some type of benefit. But the problem with what we're talking about is that it makes sense theoretically, but practically it doesn't medically make sense to provide, because these methods don't actually last long. Studies and research has shown that these effects of what THC actually does in the eyes only last for about 3 to 4 hours. And you'd have to be smoking marijuana 6 to 8 times a day just to get the desired outcome that we're looking for, which would be about 25% of a reduction in the pressure. When you really think about it, is that worth it? Because you can impair your day-to-day functionality smoking weed 6 to 8 times a day. It's not really that functional. So the question is it really worth it? Is it a game changer, or is it really a pipe dream? To be honest, in my personal, professional opinion, it's a pipe dream. So how does one actually go about getting a prescription for medicinal marijuana? But one, it's got to be legal in your state. Secondly, your optometrist cannot prescribe it to you. So when you guys come to me and ask me for this, unfortunately, I live in Texas, so I can't do it anyway. But then secondly, it's not something that us as optometry have in our scope of practice at the moment. The third thing is the doctor that can prescribe it to you must be licensed to dispense the medication and has to make sure that they dispense it properly. And what studies have shown is that between 18 to 20 milligrams of THC can produce that desired effect that we're looking for, lowering the eye pressure. But like I said, once again, you've got to do it 6 to 8 times a day for it to even make sense. And that, my friend, doesn't even make sense. So anyway, I hope that this video did help you kind of shine a little bit of light on what marijuana does in the eyes in concerning to lowering eye pressure and glaucoma. So if you liked the video, found it valuable, helpful, feel free to give us a like, share, of course, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications so stay tapped in with us. But I'm gonna see you guys on the next episode. Until then, as I always tell y'all, the main key, keep your vision clear. Peace.